Hey y'all, for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how I create my C-curve and make sure that it's perfect every single time. So first, obviously, we're going to start off by applying the tips, and the tips are very straight when you cut them. So this is where I'm going to teach you guys how I do my C-curve onto the tip. I feel like it's very important to do it before application, just to make sure that when you're applying your acrylic, you can mold it to that C-curve that you already created. Okay, so I did slow down these clips so you can get a better visual of exactly what I do. As you guys can see, when I go in with my sanding band, I start off by going underneath, going into the middle of the nail to create that dip where I want it to curve, and I file side to side until I get the look that I want. I am going in with a speed of 6 RPMs. I feel like this is the perfect speed. It's not too fast and it's not too slow. It's going to give you just enough speed to create that look without as much effort. You're going to want to keep the same motion going from side to side until you get the look that you're going for. You can always make it deeper if you'd like to. You just apply a little bit more pressure, but that's all personal preference and that's up to you and your client. Once again, starting off at the center of the nail tip and going side by side, you don't want to apply too much pressure. You're just going to go in very lightly. You can also see how I move my E-file to help me create that C-curve that we're going for, and that motion is probably the key to it all, so definitely pay attention to the way that you're moving your E-file. If at some point you feel like one side is deeper than the other, you can just go back and try to fix it, but it's better if you try to prevent that by doing the same exact steps you did on one side to the other. So if you go in on one side 2 to 3 times, you want to go in on the other side 2 to 3 times just to make sure that it's even and it doesn't look lopsided. You can also flip their hand around to make sure that it is the way that you like it to look. It doesn't have to be super perfect because you are still going to go in with acrylic and perfect it after you shape. But for the most part, you want to make it as smooth as you can. This clip is in real time, so you guys could see how fast I actually get it done. But like I mentioned, I've been doing this for a long time. So definitely take it easy, take your time with it if you're just starting out. Now, another part of creating the perfect C-curve is your application. Make sure you're keeping your application as neat as you can, especially at the free edge. You don't want to put a lot of acrylic at the tip because it's going to be harder for you to keep that curve that you created. Trust me, this step is going to make your shaping part so much easier. So as you can see, when I remove the extra acrylic off of the tip, I go in with my brush at an angle just to make sure that I'm molding the acrylic to the C-curve that we created previously. Once again, going in with the same exact step, keeping the application super clean and super neat, making sure that the free edge does not have a lot of acrylic on it, cleaning up the extra acrylic at an angle with my brush. The application process might not seem as important for the C-curve, but honestly, it really is. This is like another key that you need to get down in order to create that perfect C-curve. Once again, I'm going to show you another example of how to keep your application super clean and how I keep it super neat at the free edge specifically. I do have a more in-depth application tutorial up on my channel if you guys want to check that out. Now, in order to maintain that C-curve, we're going to go in with our hand file at a 70-degree angle and file down. If you see that one side is a little unbalanced, just go in and directly file that side with the same angle. Once I finish filing, I go on top and file above the free edge to get it smooth once again. And I repeat the same exact steps onto every nail. Like I mentioned, I did slow these clips down in order to give you a better view of what I do, but here you can see exactly how my file is angled. When I go in on the surface of the nail, my file is flat, so there's no curve. I'm not doing anything special. And this is me doing it at regular speed. it's crazy to actually compare the two because I move really fast and I don't even notice it. Now you could leave it just like that, but I like to go the extra mile and make it even more crispy. So I go in with my fine drill bit at a speed of 11 and clean up underneath the free edge to get rid of any bulk that could be taken from the shape. I pretty much repeat the same steps that I did with the sanding bit, except now I'm doing it with the fine drill bit on the actual acrylic. And because we kept our application super neat, there's not much that you need to do when it comes to filing, and this is the way that it should look: super crispy, super bomb. Now once again, going in with the same exact steps, cleaning up underneath the free edge, making sure I get it as crispy as I can. You want to make sure that you're being very careful when you're doing this step, because all it takes is one little slip up and your shape is gone. As for the thickness of the free edge, you don't want it to be super thin and you don't want it to be super thick. I don't have a specific way of measuring it, I just eyeball it. So once you get the hang of doing it, you'll start noticing what works for you. And look at how bomb it turns out, you guys. So if you guys end up trying this method, let me know how it works for you. Send me some pictures through DMs or whatever. I always get so excited when you guys give me your feedback. But other than that, that wraps up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. I hope this video was super helpful to you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.